Hey there, and welcome to Balanced, the podcast where we get real about business, finances, and living a life that you love. I'm Stephanie, your host and fellow entrepreneur and bookkeeper. I am so excited. This is our very first episode that I'm recording for both the podcast and for YouTube. So if you're listening on audio platforms right now, just know that you can also watch this conversation on YouTube, and the link is in the show notes. Today, we're diving into your money personality. Ever since I read The Psychology of Money a while back, I've been fascinated by how our experiences shape the way we handle money. Why do some people stress about every penny while others spend like there's no tomorrow? Why do you make the money decisions that you do? My goal today is to fire you up with insights that can truly help you and your business. By the end of this chat, you'll understand what a money personality is, identify which one you might have, and learn how to leverage it or improve it to grow your business. Trust me, this could be a game changer for how you think about earning, spending, or investing your money in a business. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's dive right in. First off, what is a money personality? Your money personality, which is also called your money mindset or your money script, is basically the collection of beliefs, habits, and attitudes that you have towards money. It's the why behind your money decisions. Often, it's shaped by experiences, observations, and even what we learned or didn't learn growing up. In fact, psychologists say that our core money beliefs are usually formed in childhood and passed down through generations, which, if you think about it, that makes perfect sense. Maybe you grew up watching your parents argue about bills, or perhaps money was a taboo topic in your house. More than half of people say that their family rarely or never talked openly about finances. So if no one taught you about money, you were definitely not alone in that. Our personal experiences with money might only represent a tiny fraction of what's happened in the world, but they probably make up about 80% of how we think the world works when it comes to money. In other words, your money mindset is hugely subjective. It's shaped by your unique story. What seems normal or smart to you about money, it might seem crazy to someone else, or vice versa. So your money personality is the lens through which you view your money. Are you the type who checks your bank balance daily, or do you avoid looking at it altogether? Do you feel guilty spending on yourself, or are you swipe happy with your credit card? These tendencies are not random. They're rooted in your mindset. And here's the kicker. That mindset can either propel your business forward or hold it back. So why does your money personality matter for entrepreneurs? If your relationship with money is out of whack, it will affect your business. How you think about money influences every financial decision that you make as an entrepreneur. Pricing your services, investing in tools or team members, managing cash flow, all of it. For example, maybe you hesitate to invest in software or marketing because you hate spending money. That could be a money avoider mindset in action, and it might be sabotaging your growth. Or maybe you're underpricing your product because deep down you don't feel you're worth a higher price. That could stem from your money beliefs too. On the flip side, if you're too reckless or overly optimistic with your money, you might take wild risks or overspend on shiny objects like fancy websites and first-class travel, things that put your business in a tough spot. Identifying your money personality will help you see how your habits and philosophies might be sabotaging or enhancing your business success. Whether it's hoarding cash and missing opportunities or overspending and killing your profit margins, either way. Let me give you a quick example from my own experience. As a bookkeeper, I work with many small business owners. I've seen super frugal entrepreneurs who refuse to spend a dime unless absolutely necessary, and they end up stalling their growth because they won't invest in a needed hire or advertising. And I've also seen the opposite. Entrepreneurs who throw money at problems, invest in every new gadget or course, and then they panic when their cash gets tight. The difference? It often boils down to mindset and personality with money. Neither extreme is great for business. We want a balanced approach. And the good news is, your money personality is not set in stone. It's not DNA, it's not fate. It's essentially a set of habits and beliefs, which means that you can change it once you're aware of it. Think of it like this. If you discover that your inner script says money is evil and thus you avoid dealing with it, you can work to rewrite that script into something healthier, like money is a tool for good. If your script says I must have more money to be happy, you can redefine what enough means for you so that you're not endlessly chasing numbers. This mindset work can transform not just your finances, but also how you feel on a day-to-day basis running your business. So before we break down the common money personality types, I want to emphasize why this matters for your life too, not only the business. Stressing about money or being in denial about it can seriously affect your mental health, your relationships, and even your sleep. As entrepreneurs, our personal and business finances often bleed together, especially in the early stages as you're just getting started. If understanding your money mindset helps you make better decisions, you'll gain confidence, you'll reduce your stress, and you'll create a more sustainable business. And as we like to say here, the goal is a thriving business and a happy life. Understanding your money personality is a key step towards that balance. So let's get into the fun part, figuring out which money personality you are. And don't worry, if you see yourself in more than one of these, that's totally normal. These are not strict boxes. They're more like tendencies on a spectrum. So psychologists have identified 4 primary money personalities or money scripts that most people fall into. So let's see if any of these sound familiar, and be honest with yourself, no one else can hear your answers. Number 1 is the money worshiper. More money will fix it. This personality believes that more money equals more happiness, and they're endlessly chasing the next dollar. They can never have enough. No matter what they earn, they always feel that they need more. They might work crazy hours, put work above family or health, and even get a little bit addicted to the rush of making money. Do you find yourself sacrificing personal time or well-being just to make an extra buck? Do you spend impulsively because you think that another purchase will make life better? You might lean this way. The upside to this is that you're driven and optimistic. The downside is you risk burnout and you might overspend or go into debt in pursuit of that happiness high. So define what enough looks like. Remember that money is a tool, not the end goal. Don't trade away your time and health for dollars. That defeats the point of building a business to improve your life. Number 2 is the money avoider. Money is stressful. I'll deal with it later. This type sees money as a source of fear or shame. They might believe rich people are greedy or that wanting money makes them a bad person. Money avoiders often ignore their finances. They'd rather not look at their bank account or their bills because it stresses them out. Have you ever had a stack of unopened bills or keep telling yourself, I'll deal with my bookkeeping later because it's just too overwhelming? That's avoidance. On the surface, money avoiders might seem super laid back about money. Oh, I don't care about money. But deep down, avoidance often leads to problems. Debt, missed opportunities, or never building wealth because you literally push money away. You might even undercharge for your services because you don't feel you deserve to be paid well. So the upside to this is that avoiders can be very generous and not overly materialistic. The downside is that ignoring money can wreak havoc. What you don't manage can hurt you, and I'm talking things like tax deadlines. So change how you view money. Money itself isn't evil, it's a resource. Think about the good you can do with it for yourself, for your family, charity. Face those numbers regularly. Schedule a weekly money date to check in so that it's less scary over time. Number 3 is the money vigilant. Be careful, save, don't risk it. This is the uber cautious saver. Money vigilants are constantly on high alert about finances. They budget religiously, save a ton, and they often have a fear of spending. If you have this personality, you take pride in being frugal and financially responsible. You likely hate debt, you love discounts, and maybe you mistrust things like get-rich-quick schemes, which is healthy to a point. And you're probably really good at building savings and not getting into a lot of financial trouble. But the downside is that taken too far, this can lead to a scarcity mindset. You never enjoy your money because you're too afraid to spend any of it. Money vigilance might hoard cash, worry endlessly about what-if scenarios, and feel guilty for even treating themselves. In business, you might underinvest or struggle to spend on growth, like hiring help, which can essentially hold you back from scaling up. So enjoy the fruits of your labor and your hard work. Set aside a small fun money fund that you have to use each month to teach your brain that it's safe to enjoy. And consider the risks of not investing, never spending on marketing, for example. It can cost you growth. Number 4 is the money status seeker. If I look successful, I am successful. And this personality is looking successful feels crucial. You might be willing to spend more than you can afford just to keep up appearances. Designer outfits, the latest phone, maybe leasing a luxury car to impress clients, even if it pinches your cash flow. Money status people often take on debt to support a lifestyle that broadcasts, I'm successful. The upside to this is that you're ambitious and you get that presentation matters. Investing in brand and client experiences can be smart, but chasing status can lead to overspending, financial stress, or making business decisions based on ego rather than profit. And tying your self-worth to your bank balance is an emotional roller coaster. So separate who you are from how much you have. Build real financial security over appearing wealthy. Enjoy nice things when they truly fit your budget and your values, not to impress strangers on the internet. As you listen to those 4 types, money worshiper, money avoider, money vigilant, money status, did one or more of those jump out at you? Because most of us are a mix, but usually one is dominant. And the key is to identify it, because when you know the why behind your habits, you can break out of negative patterns. Also, recognizing these personalities can be almost funny, like, wow, that is so me. It takes all the judgment out of it and lets us see our behavior way more clearly. No money personality is about intelligence. It's usually about emotions and beliefs. You can absolutely succeed with any of these personalities. The move is to accentuate the strengths and mitigate the weak spots. So, how do we leverage and change our money personality? By now, you've identified your mindset. So what do you do with that information? Here are a few actionable steps to make sure that your money personality helps, not hurts, your business and your life. First, increase your awareness with a money review. Take a clear and honest look at your current finances. If you've been avoiding your bank statements or you haven't looked at your bookkeeping in months, schedule a money review session with yourself. Lay out how much you earn, what your expenses are, how much debt you have, and where your cash is going. Getting a clear picture is crucial. You can't improve what you don't measure. Often, just seeing the real numbers, even if they're not what you want them to be yet, it reduces your fear and it gives you a baseline. Second, remember you're in control. It's easy to feel like our money habits are just who we are, but they're not. You have the power to change habits going forward. If you've always been a spender, put guardrails in place. Automatic transfers to savings accounts or a waiting period before a big purchase. If you've always been a chronic saver who never invests in growth, allocate a business growth fund. Identify what you can control and own it. Shift from passive to proactive. I'm in charge of my money and I can choose new habits. Third is educate yourself. Money skills are learnable. A lot of money anxiety comes from simply not knowing. The best way to feel empowered is to increase your financial literacy. This does not mean an MBA. It means targeted learning that matters to you. If you're not sure how to budget for your business, learn a simple method and implement it. Taxes freak you out? Book an hour with a CPA. Knowledge is power here. The more you know, the less you fear. Keep learning. Podcasts, short courses, communities, mentors. And fourth is reframe your money narrative. Since our money personalities are rooted in our beliefs, sometimes we need to rewrite the story. If you've discovered a negative core belief like I don't deserve money or I'm just bad with money, work on flipping it. Journal where that came from. Challenge it. Replace it with something more productive like money is a tool that amplifies my values, or I'm learning to be excellent with money. When you catch the old script, consciously swap out for the new one. Over time, your actions will follow. Fifth, set goals and make a plan. With awareness in place, you can set intentional financial goals that excite you. Revenue, profit margin, an amount to save or invest, and you can tie them to what you truly want, and then break that goal into steps. If your goal is to save $10,000, decide a monthly amount and automate it. If your goal is to double your revenue, maybe that means raising prices or launching a new offer. Map it, schedule it. Goals give direction, plans give confidence. And finally, balance accountability with flexibility. Hold yourself accountable, give yourself space. Find an accountability partner and do monthly check-ins or use simple tracking. If you slip, don't spiral. Reset and continue, because progress beats perfection every time. So whether you've discovered that you're a diehard money vigilant or a recovering money avoider or a mix of a couple of different types, give yourself credit for doing the work, because most people never examine their money mindset and it keeps them so stuck. That is not going to be you. There's no good or bad here. Every style has strengths that you can harness and downsides that you can manage. The win is aligning your habits with your vision for your business and for your life. So as you go about your week, notice your money thoughts and behaviors throughout this new lens. When you're about to ignore an invoice or impulsively buy another must-have tool, pause and think to yourself, that's my money personality talking. Is this serving me right now? That tiny pause can lead to smarter choices. So thank you for being here for this very first video episode of Balanced. If you're listening on audio, you can watch the video version. The YouTube link is in the show notes. I appreciate you being here so much with me. And before we wrap up, I wanted to quickly mention something that I've been working on that might be a bit of help to some of you business owners who are just starting out. So of course, as a bookkeeper, I firmly believe that you should be tracking your numbers from day one. But I completely get that outsourcing is not the first thing that you're going to do here. And that's why I started the Starlight DIY Club. So if you're DIYing your own bookkeeping right now and you've hit that midnight wall, drowning in receipts, squinting at QuickBooks, wondering if you're even doing it right, this is for you. It's a membership for solopreneurs and small business owners who want to keep control of their finances without the overwhelm of doing it alone. Inside, there's practical tools and templates, on-demand training. It includes my 5-star foundations course that covers all the QuickBooks essentials. We have live Q&A sessions where you can ask me anything, monthly accountability check-ins, a private community where no question is too small. The list goes on. There's so many things in there. The goal is simple: clarity, confidence, and consistency with your numbers so that your business can grow on purpose. Because this is a brand new launch, you can join as a founding member at 50% off the basic plan for life with the code FOUNDER50, and you can find the link in the show notes. If you are ready to ditch the confusion, feel in control of your bookkeeping, I would love to welcome you inside. So with that, thanks again for hanging out with me today. If this episode helped, please subscribe and follow, leave a quick review, and share it with a friend who's building their dream too. Until next time, stay balanced and keep shining.